Hi everyone. So this is just a video of me coming out and talking about this dream that God gave me. It's pretty amazing considering where I'm at right now with my life and what I've been doing. So I hope that you'll listen to it and just take it in. And if it's applicable to you, use it. But basically, I started off in an inpatient hospital, and this inpatient hospital turned into an art school. Kind of weird. But I was led into this room through teleportation, and there was this old black man who was dying, and he was like just kind of crinkled up in the corner, and he was actually the art teacher, and there were other students there, but they were all busy doing their work, and I began to talk to the art teacher, and he wasn't responding, and so like I was like, hey, what's up? Like, what's going on here? What are we doing? And he just was like, crinkled back in his chair. And then about 3 seconds later, he wakes up and he's like, oh, I'm sorry. In your time, you are early, but in my time, you are late. I've made this camera so we can communicate over the time difference. Please talk into this camera. And then he proceeded to show me that a camera that was on a tripod that was right next to him. And so I had to talk into this camera. And then I said, and he said that if I talk into the camera, our time will be synced. And I said, okay. And he said, I'm currently sick, but I've been sending electromagnetic signals through the power of prayer to God to find someone who could hear this message and come find me. I look around because this is like a kind of a strange, thing he was saying. And I was like, okay, I look around and the other students were all looking at the old man. And then I realized that my body was not actually inside the room. Like the kids were just looking through me. They thought that the old man was just talking to himself. And then I realized, yeah, that my physical body wasn't in the room. And I learned and I realized what he meant by I was too early, but then I was late in his time. So like basically we weren't communicating in real time. Like he was talking to himself because my spiritual self was early, but then like I assumed that later on my body would come in and start talking to him, but he wouldn't be talking to me, so it would be late. So it was weird because it was like we weren't talking in real time. Like we were using technology to be able to talk in real time. And so we were communicating over the lag that needed to be compensated for. And so I kind of like was browsing around this school, and there was this little Asian boy who was giving a talk on the Council of Ethical Design. It's a book that he wrote, and it's all about these people that come together to kind of like graphic designers that come together to kind of talk about the ethics of design. And it was really interesting. And basically he was talking about the letter, the F, how it's basically like you have to make sure that the small like crossing bar is like smaller than the top bar. And it was just basically a really detailed, thorough investigation on like the ethics of design visually, and then also like just in the long-term ethical ramifications of design. And then I saw this other person who was doing a study on color, and basically they were super excited about color, and they would say, oh, this blue goes perfect with this green, and this green goes perfect with this red. And so all of it was like just like really detailed pairings of color. And I thought that was really interesting. And then I woke up. But basically my interpretation of this dream is the first part is that people are sick and in need of healing, and not just physically but spiritually. And that a lot of times like these messages that I'm putting out, I might be too early for someone, like, but the thing is that these, because they live online, people can come to it into a future time, and when they are ready to hear it. And so that's what I got from this message when this this guy, the old black teacher, was saying, in my time you are too, or in your time you are too early, but in my time you are too late. And so we had to use technology in order to make sure that it was getting to people in the right time that they needed it. And so like I was like blown away when I kind of realized that, like after I woke up and talked to my friend about the dream. I was like, man, so I really need to be, so I'm being called to put more of my message online. And so if you want to follow, you know, this story or just all the documentation about like what I'm going through, the best place to see it is my YouTube channel, which is going to be the Oceanographers. So if you just go onto YouTube, I'll put a link here, but if you go onto YouTube and search the Oceanographers, I would like you to subscribe so that you can kind of stay update on all of the videos that I'm putting out. It's kind of the best archival system for videos, and so that's where a majority of these videos are going to live. But yeah, and then I guess on the Council of Ethical Design, I kind of feel like that was a kind of hint that at like what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be working with kids and a lot of young adults to kind of like create a new foundation for, not like new foundation, but just a foundation that's built on biblical principles that really helps us navigate the 21st century and all these technological advancements, like, you know, and kind of like you know, there's talk about like a digital bill of rights, but you know, that all that kind of stuff, like there needs to be an update in our minds about how we can not expand, but just like take the biblical principles and apply them to this digital age. And so that's something that I'm really excited about thinking about and doing. And so that's what I'm going to be doing with my channel too. So if you like this, please subscribe to my YouTube channel at the Oceanographers, and I'm going to be making more videos like this, talking about my dreams and talking about things that are happening. But that was an amazing dream. Praise God for just, you know, giving that to me. And I hope to see you again. Thanks for listening.